Recently, I've been feeling incredibly nostalgic, and I don't know what it is about the console. Why is the PlayStation 3 so nostalgic? Is it the fact that it was piano black? Or the fact of the text on the top being the Spider-Man font? Is it the nostalgic 4 USB ports, or maybe the card readers, or the fact that it had a Blu-ray drive, it could do CDs, it could do DVDs, or when you got it out of the box and turned it on for the first time and you booted up MotorStorm and it was just this overwhelming sense of feeling of this new generation of a game console. What is it that makes the PS3 so uniquely special? I didn't get my first PS3 until I was 15, and this was back in 2011. I remember it very well. Christmas of 2011, my parents bought me my first PlayStation 3 from GameStop, brand new. It was a 3001A, which was a 160 gig model at the time. I remember turning it on for the first time. I remember playing Call of Duty 3, downloading the Netflix app, and the current firmware at the time was 4.11. There was something uniquely interesting about that setup. I remember taking it online for the first time. I remember experiencing the PlayStation 3's home menu, the XMB. I remember adding my friends for the first time and just remembering how special it was that we could get online and that we could play games together. Maybe because it was the first time I got a chance to play games online. Well, no, I had that with the Wii. I played Mario Kart on the Wii for the first time online, and so that was uniquely interesting. But this is not the PlayStation 3. The PlayStation 3 brought something so much different than the Wii did. What was it? In specific, there is one thing that is interesting about the PlayStation 3. There was a slogan that the PlayStation 3 had, and it was that it only does everything. But let's take a look at the models in specific and what made them unique, what made them special, and why they're sought after versus which ones are not as more sought after. But I think overall, they're all basically sought after for very similar reasons. Also, if you like this content, you should subscribe. This one in specific is actually an E01, which basically means that it is almost a fully backwards compatible PS3. It does use some software emulation, but it's very close. It has all 4 USB ports, as well as it has the card reader slots. This model in specific could play PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and PlayStation 3 games right out of the box. What's equally interesting about the PlayStation 3 as a whole is not only did it have HDMI, but it also had AV multi-out, so you could actually hook this up not just with the yellow, white, and red cables, but you could also hook it up with component as well. What an amazing, beautiful console, by the way. And this one still has a warranty suit. That means I have to open up and refurbish it. I still haven't yet. And I don't want to forget to give a mention to the honorable 2 USB port fat model. This one in specific is a G01, which in my opinion is kind of a waste of space. I absolutely despise this model. The reason why I say that is it lacks backwards compatibility. It came with a 40 gig hard drive. It's a NAND model, and it has a 90 nanometer GPU. I think that's like everything about the PS3 that could be cursed is this model right here. Does this model still work? Yeah. Is it on custom firmware? Yeah. Is it the best that it can be done to be preserved? So to speak. This one still has the warranty still. I didn't even realize I had the warranty on this one. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's pretty dusty, but well, whatever. With that being said, there's also several other fat models that have the 2 USB ports, like the L model, the P, the K, the G, the M. There's so many different ones. And by the way, a lot of those are based on regions, because like the US didn't get all of those other consoles. Like we didn't get the M, we didn't get the C model PS3, which is a backwards compatible, but it's only in Europe. So yeah, there's a handful we didn't get. Then we have this model. Now this one is very dirty. But this is a 2001 Slim. This is natively a 120 gig Slim. I think the one unique feature about this is that the buttons light up when you turn it on, versus like on the later models, they just had an LED that lit up. This one has an LED and the actual physical buttons light up. And also there's a nice mirror finish here on the front. On the back, of course, we have HDMI, and then we have multi-out. And yeah, this was just a really nice compact PS3, obviously quite beat up, but still yet beautiful. So this model in specific can only play PS1 games and PS3 games, not PS2. And maybe that was just because Sony just wanted to get rid of the backwards compatibility. It was too much to bring over to the newer models. And also they got rid of Other OS, which was native on the fat PS3 models. Even when this one came out in 2009, they did not bring over Linux. And that's part of the reason why these ended up getting hacked in the first place. And last but not least, an honorable mention, a Super Slim. I don't have one here, so I can't show it offhand. I have a couple different models. I have a lot of Slims for some reason, but it's an honorable mention. It's a good console, kind of weird timing of when it came out. Slide top is what it is. That's the model that's kind of to me. But just for fun, let's hook this thing up and we'll just see what we're talking about. And of course, my capture card decided to not work, so we're gonna control it with a keyboard and we'll just put the camera directly at the screen. Oh yeah, here's ComGenie's awesome file manager. Look, it's a play on that ad. Games, homebrew, it only manages everything, apps, pictures, movies. Dude, I forgot about a lot of this. Man, wow, how nostalgic is this? I remember buying a PS3 and trying and hoping that this number would say 3.55. Man, those were the days. But yeah, you could put photos on it, you could play your music, you could put music playlists, you could put your movies on here. Yeah, Netflix, Amazon Instant Video when that was a thing. And then you had homebrew and games and Webman. And I mean, that's of course if you jailbroke your PlayStation. And if you wanted to play games and back up your games, you could do that here. Of course, legally owned games, which I do. Of course, dude, if you know me, I have Call of Duty World at War, of course. So like, let's say I wanted to play this game, you could literally just hit enter on it, and then it just loads it like it's in the disk drive, and then we hit enter. All right, cool. Now, what's a real shame is that you can't play games with a keyboard like this. You had to have a special adapter that was like the Cronus or whatever. So what was so important about this console that just made it revolutionize the industry? Was it the fact that I could play a whole new generation of games in high quality 1080p graphics? I mean, you gotta admit, some of the best titles were released on this console. Was it the fact that it looked so sleek and clean, so futuristic that every time you took a look at it, you just knew you had to turn it on, you had to try, you had to know what lurked beyond its powered on open doors? Let me know down below why you guys think the PlayStation 3 was one of the best gaming consoles of all time.